Hi, Steve, and I want to welcome you back to the Perfect Biz Finder. You know, being described as an entrepreneur has a certain amount of romantic appeal these days. It's often this romantic notion of risk-taking entrepreneurship that draws people toward the idea of business ownership. But it's also the one that keeps many who feel less capable away. I want to share an important distinction with you, especially if you're one of those that shied away from starting a business because of this romantic definition of entrepreneurship. It's a vitally important distinction for you to understand as you begin the process of finding your perfect business. This distinction is the one that exists between entrepreneurship and the small business owner or proprietor, and it's an important one for you to consider. While you can certainly create astonishing success with either structure, knowing which appeals to you and aligns best with your goals will help you understand which business systems and processes you'll need to implement. I'm going to cover these distinctions in this video. You know, a widely held definition for the entrepreneur includes the idea that they assume great risks involved in undertaking a new business venture. This is not entirely accurate, though. While it's true that there are some risks in establishing and operating a new business, by their very nature, entrepreneurs are in fact as risk adverse, if not more so, than anyone else. Instead of charging forward unabated, as is often portrayed, more frequently the entrepreneur is making very calculated decisions and monitoring key indicators to minimize the exposure of risk. A more accurate characterization is in how the entrepreneur interprets the creation of value in the marketplace. Entrepreneurs are successful because they're able to effectively organize the available resources of land, labor, capital, knowledge, and creativity into new, more innovative and valuable ways to help people solve problems. The more effectively a person can manage resources and add value to the market, the greater the margin of success. In other words, the entrepreneur builds value in the marketplace primarily by leveraging the skills and assets of others, not through his individual technical contribution. The small business proprietor tends to build the business around himself, his craft, or his expertise. Be it an individual talent, a unique product, or his personality, he weaves himself into the fabric of the business, often to such a degree that the business would not function without him. He may tend to be less strategic with regard to engaging the alternative resources as a source for increased leverage or value, but it's replaced by a very powerful leverage position in becoming the technical expert with regard to his product or service. Independent shop owners, non-franchise restaurant owners, tradesmen, freelance writers, artists, technical professionals, and sometimes medical professionals are a few examples of the typical small business proprietor. But don't be misled by the word small, however. The term refers to the business structure and the number of employees, usually less than 100, and not the amount of revenue or profitability that's possible. Many small business proprietors do extremely well financially, especially in this day and age of the internet. I know hundreds of wildly successful small business owners, many of whom are multimillionaires in their own right. Again, it's more a matter of how you envision creating value in the market than the size or income potential of your business. Now, you can start out as a small business proprietor and migrate to a more entrepreneurial approach. For instance, when I started my first business in lawn care, I was a small business owner. My growth relied on me completing more work in the time that I had available. However, once I began to expand that business and hire laborers to do some of the work, I became more entrepreneurial. The growth of my business was primarily created through increasing the productivity and efficient use of the resources I had at my disposal. As you continue through the process of finding your perfect business, reflect on this distinction and consider which appeals to you more: managing and leading others to the creation of value and the fulfillment of your vision, or performing the primary functions of your business yourself. There is no better or worse perspective with this distinction. Both approaches provide for just as much financial security and lifestyle freedom. It's simply a matter of determining which structure or system will serve the life that you want to live. This bit of insight will help you as we continue along the process of finding your perfect business. You know, I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts about this distinction. It's not one that people often cover, so please comment on this video below and let me know what you think. And thanks for coming by.